Good morning, stacking community. It is the Savagestacker. So I have been on a nice long hiatus, and from YouTube, from stacking, from all kinds of social media activity has been zero. And I have been watching a few videos. Of course, I stay up on top of my stuff. I like to watch Sal and a few other channels, but for the most part I have been just gone, and that's because I really didn't have anything to offer, because I sold a bunch of my metals. Now I kind of weeded out a lot of my metals and got rid of a lot of generic stuff and a little bit of gold that was I did get rid of 3 ounces of maples and gold maples, and got rid of all of my Krugerrands and about 400 ounces of silver. And I know a lot of you emailed me about buying some of my silver, and I should have went that route, but I didn't. And I emailed a few of you back, but I got really busy looking for a house, and we were all in line to buy a house, and so that fell through. The foundation on that property was crap, and we were all lined out. We were ready to go. We were getting ready to go through escrow and all that, and I had a person come and do a inspection, and the foundation is sliding. And I love the property. The property was awesome. I mean, I can't find another house like it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to either. And from fruit trees to livestock area to chicken coops to extra storage and a granny unit, and it had everything I wanted. And well, it fell through, and I wasn't going to buy something that I guess one of the previous owners sold it and didn't disclose the foundation issue and got sued for about $200,000. And then that person put $81,000 into the foundation and basically put a Band-Aid on it, and still didn't do the foundation justice. So the house was cute. It was out in some farmland. It overlooked a whole valley, and it was cool. The house was decent. There were some upgrades. It had a big old beautiful Viking range in the kitchen that was probably worth 10 grand by itself. It was nice, and I like to cook. Used to be a chef before I started truck driving, and so it would have been really nice to entertain and do things like that on that property. But that property is gone now. It actually sold. It sold quite a bit under what asking price was, and we've been just grinding trying to find property. And the long and short of it is, we're not going to buy here, because where I live, it would cost, even if I put a huge amount down, it would still cost about $5,000 a month in a mortgage. So we're going to do a big, huge life change, and we're going to move out of the state. And where I'm at right now, I am fortunate to pay a low monthly rent, and that's helping me stack and save money. And I haven't been stacking. I haven't been buying any metals really at all. A couple collector's pieces here and there, but I haven't bought anything. And then yesterday I told my wife, I said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go back into stacking and just buy gold. And that's what this video is going to be about right here. This video is going to be about what I've learned as far as what is the best metals to use for a hedge against inflation, and what is the better place to put your money. Now, I've heard it all, I've watched it all, I've seen it all when it comes to what people are saying about silver, and that it's undervalued and all that. But there are many, many, many people that I've talked to over the years that said they've been hearing this same stuff for 20 years and nothing has came of it. Just recently, they've been selling a little bit of their silver to make a little bit of profit, and but it took many years for them to do so. So what I have found out is I sold about 400 ounces of silver, and a lot of that is silver that I consider that I bought before the silver short squeeze and the huge premium. So basically I broke even on that, but on my gold I actually did very well. And I think if you're trying to find a place to save your money, to put it into gold. If you have to use that money in the near future and you have a hard time saving, put your money into gold. You're going to lose a lot less if you have to sell at a weird random time. If you want to put something up very long term, something you're not going to mess with over a long period of time, I think silver is a better option. And that's because of the premiums. I know a lot of people talk about the premiums, but the premiums are a thing, and they are a huge deal when you're selling large quantities of silver. You don't realize it when you're buying a 10-ounce bar or 5 rounds or whatever right now, but when you go to sell and you write it down in your spreadsheet or type it in your spreadsheet what it is you paid, what the premiums were, and how much you got back for it, you end up losing a crap ton of money, especially if you're selling 200, 300, 400 ounces at a time. Now, I love silver. I love everything about silver. I love what it is, what it does, the intrinsic value. I love all the different bars that it comes in. And I was almost at, what was I at? I was at like 89 10-ounce bars, and I was shooting for 100, but I got rid of a lot of bars. I mean, I'm probably back down to, I don't know, 55, 60 now. And most of those are all premium, nice premium bars, you know, and I got rid of most of my generic stuff, but a lot of them were like, you know, Diamonds Are Forever, Johnson Matthey, Britannias, right? They're all that super higher premium silver bars. And if I'm going to buy silver, I'm going to try to find it at the cheapest I can get it. And I'm going to stop collecting cool bars, and I'm going to go for the generic of generic that I can get. And unless I can find premium bars like this at a coin shop or something that is being sold for basically generic bullion without all the super high premiums on it, then I will pick them up. But when you take a huge hit, like, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's coming your way. You never know if your car breaks down. You never know, you know, all of a sudden you get a wild hair up your butt and you want to buy a house, or all these things. You don't know what the future holds. So unless you're going to hold on to silver for a very long time, and I'm talking 10 plus years, I wouldn't even touch silver right now. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of other people have different opinions, and there's a lot of people that have the same opinion on what I'm talking about here. And that's only because I have experienced it. And I've talked about this many times about switching to gold and gold only. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I've been doing for some months now. Because if I have to sell on a whim, I don't lose as much money. And premiums are starting to come down a little bit on silver, which is great. They're still not the best. What I've noticed that these large companies are doing is they're selling great prices as wholesalers to coin shops and to other places. But when it comes to retail, they're still charging massive amounts of premiums. And I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon. Now, I have done some conversions lately. I've converted some Eagles to gold. That's one of the things I've done. And I have another 100 ounces of Eagles that I want to trade for another 1.5 ounces of gold. And I'm probably going to do that. And probably going to try to convert most of my silver to gold and keep some like Johnson Matthey, my Inglehards, and keep my fun stuff like that. And that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I do have some money that it's put up for a house, and so I don't spend it, because I have lately been looking at Harleys again, and I've almost bought one a few months back, and I didn't, because I want a house. I want a house real bad. So I was looking at Harleys the other day and trucks, and I was looking at stuff going, oh man, I could get this right now, pay cash. And you know, that is going to take me off of my goals. And my goals right now are to buy a home, and I want to leave this state and go put half down on a home somewhere, and that's what I'm going to do. Another thing that I learned along the way is, if you're saving with metals for something that costs a lot of money, $20, $30, $40, $50,000, or down payment like that, you got to remember, you're only allowed to sell so many metals per year, $10,000, or you're going to fill out all this paperwork, and you got to pay all that, you know, the capital gain tax and all that stuff. So you got to remember that it is a possibility, if you need more than $10,000, that you may pay taxes on that, depending on where you sell it, how you sell it. So these are all the things that I kind of did not take in consideration before I had to do what I did. And now it's very important to take all that information into consideration, because I am using most of this as a savings account to use in the somewhat near future. And I'm basically saving myself from myself by buying gold and not keeping it in cash, which is a very dumb thing to do right now, because inflation it's here to stay, and our dollar's losing value. But you do need to keep some paper. You do need to have some cash on hand. It's very important, because I can't go in and go buy groceries with this. I know you've all heard it before, but you can't. So cash is a very viable thing. You got to have some. But if you're trying to save from yourself, put it into some gold. If you're going to save really long term, that's something you're not going to touch for a decade or more, then buy some silver. Don't overdo it. I put a lot of eggs into this basket, and I learned the hard way that it's not the best option. It's just not. And if you do it like that, because you believe in stacking cold-heartedly like I do, try putting your money into gold. It sells quicker. It sells better. If I go in with 1,000 ounces of silver someplace, he might not want that much inventory of silver. That my guy didn't. He was like, yeah, well, you know, do you got gold? I'll buy all the gold you got, but I only want this much in silver, because he might have to sit on that for 2 or 3 weeks, which means he's not going to be able to buy from other people that come in. And what if somebody comes in with 5 or 6 ounces of gold tomorrow? He won't have the funds to be able to buy that, right? So, but when it comes to gold, boy, they'll buy every ounce, every gram you got, every granule you got. So gold is a lot easier to sell. They will always buy silver, but when you got to sell big quantities of it, they would prefer to buy large quantities of gold. That is just my opinion. I'm sure there's other people that's had other experiences, but it's just what I have experienced lately. Okay, what's on the table here? We got ourselves a California legal Microtech right there. It's small, it's little, it's cute, it's amazing, it's expensive. And I want to get one of the full-size ones of these, which would make me feel more like a man instead of a Californian. God, I can't wait to get out of the state. This you can have whatever size you want. Just some cool knives right there. This one right here is pretty cool. Very well made. Pretty cool. Yeah, we got a few ounces. We got 1, 2, 3, almost 4 ounces of gold on the table here, and some Johnson Matthey bars and some Eagle Hard bars. Love my Johnson Matthey, love my Eagle Hard bars. What is in Savagestackers? Myself, this guy over here is a third person. What is in my future for stacking? Well, I plan on making some more videos. I'm going to get back to it, and it's going to be all business, strictly business. I might go balls out and start, you know, getting monetized in the whole deal, just to have maybe a little bit of kick in the butt to want to make videos. Because for many years I did giveaways and no monetization or any of that. I'm just giving away money, and I'm okay with it. I am okay with doing giveaways to my friends in the community, but I want to try to get something back out of it. Right? Things are expensive right now. It's very expensive. So I think I'm going to try to go get monetized. That way it gives me a little bit of motivation to continue to make videos and all those good things. And the next thing I got coming up is I do have a nice, chunky, sizable amount of cash on hand, and I don't want it in cash. And I talked to my wife yesterday and said, hey, I'm going to get back to stacking. And she said, absolutely, handle it. I don't know why you haven't, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to get back to it. So I am looking for something very special right now and very large when it comes to gold. And I haven't seen very many out there. And I'm going to try to find it. If I can't find it, I'm still going to put my money into gold. But I'm hoping while I have this chunk of cash on me that I can find what I'm looking for. And what I'm going to be looking for is the 10-ounce version in gold of the Johnson Matthey pressed bar. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And they're out there. Atmex had them for a while. They sold out. They don't even have it in there, and it doesn't even say alert me or anything like that. They're hard to come by. But there is a few places that has had them. And I will not be buying it from eBay, and I won't be doing it from the community, because I'm not going to send somebody $20,000 and have them ship a 10-ounce bar of gold in the mail. I won't do that. So, but that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get some kind of cool wow. And I might even look for a poured Johnson Matthey bar. Way easier to find than the Eagle Hearts, and the Eagle Hearts and gold bars are super expensive. The premiums are through the roof. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And if I can't find one, well, I'm probably just going to buy a bunch of Buffaloes. And that's it. Thank you all for coming by. I truly appreciate it. I hope you got a little bit of something out of this video. If you did, please go down and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. So we're going to get back to this. I'm going to try to get some more videos out. I've learned some other things along the way that I'd like to share with you all. So yeah, thank you. Everybody take care. Have a good day. Savagestackers over and out.